Hello to all the viewers of The Pioneer. I hope you're all healthy and well. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you the most striking events and the most critical developments of the war. Each new move on the front lines reshapes the strategic balance and further escalates the struggle between the sides. Recent developments require us to reconsider the conflict dynamics we've been accustomed to since the beginning of the war. The use of modern warfare technologies has the capacity to change the course of a war in an instant. In particular, Ukraine's resistance strategies against Russian forces since the beginning of the war have evolved in a remarkable way. These strategies have gone from being purely defensive to offensive, threatening the strategic objectives of the Russian army. Another decisive factor in today's war is the way military technologies are used and the advantages they provide on the battlefield. No longer does the number of troops or tank power alone. Instead, the extent to which countries are technologically savvy, their cyber warfare capacities, and especially the effectiveness of high-precision missile systems play a major role. The long-term effects of war are not only measured in terms of successes or defeats on the ground, but also in the economic, diplomatic, and technological spheres. Today, we're witnessing how the HIMARS missile system, which is seen as one of the elements of Ukraine's resistance, is affecting the course of the war. These advanced missile systems provide the Ukrainian army with the capacity to break through enemy lines and strike sudden blows at strategic targets. HIMARS stands out as one of the most important advantages Ukraine has gained in this process. The high accuracy and wide range provided by such systems significantly increase the Russian army's ability to hit strategic targets. Especially, the recent attacks have once again demonstrated how effective HIMARS is as a tool of war. One of the latest strikes carried out by the Ukrainian army with these modern missile systems was over the same river in Glashkova. As a result of the attack, the bridge collapsed in one of the most dramatic moments of the war. This is seen as just one of the Ukrainian army's strategic moves that will change the course of the war. Such a skillful selection of targets is crucial in determining the future direction of the war. After the attack, the Russian army was forced to develop a new strategy in the face of this unexpected development. Such sudden shifts in the front line of the war have the power to directly affect the duration and outcome of the conflict. So, why is the Ukrainian army's attack important? Let's take a look at the developments together. Before we get to our report, here's a small reminder. As the Pioneer team, we strive to bring you the latest developments in the Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. We also read all the comments you leave on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comment section. Tell us what content you would like to see on the Pioneer channel. And now, let's begin if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. In its latest attack with the HIMARS missile system, the Ukrainian military targeted a critical bridge over the same river in Glashkova. The bridge collapsed as a result of the attack, a strategic move that will have a significant impact on the course of the war. The importance of bridges during war often directly affect the success of military operations and the security of logistics lines. Bridges, especially those built over natural obstacles such as rivers, are vital for both military mobility and securing supply lines. Bridges are often identified as a priority target by enemy forces, as the destruction of a bridge can halt the enemy's advance or force them to take longer and indirect routes, wasting time. The destruction of the bridge at Glashkova could seriously affect the supply lines of Russian forces stationed west of the same river. The supply of Russian forces in 27 villages west of the same river and Tetkino will be severely disrupted by the collapse of this bridge. In particular, there are expected to be major difficulties in the delivery of essentials such as food, ammunition, and fuel to villages and military bases in this region. Such disruptions of supply lines could have long-term effects on the course of the war and limit the maneuverability of Russian forces. While the other two bridges in the area are still intact, the bridge at Glashkova was of much greater importance. It not only ensured military mobility in the region, but also guaranteed the continuity of logistical support. The existence of alternative bridges may seem like a solution in the short term, but their transportation capacity and strategic location cannot fully replace the destroyed bridge. This attack by the Ukrainian army will force the Russian forces to reconsider their strategic plans and may reduce the tempo of military operations in the region. In war, bridges play an important role not only as physical structures but also as psychological and moral elements. The destruction of a bridge not only hinders the enemy's advance but can also lead to demoralization. The loss of this bridge is likely to lower the morale of Russian forces in the region. The destruction of such strategic targets can be seen as an indication that Ukraine is successfully managing the psychological dimension of the war. At the same time, such a move demonstrates the Ukrainian military's effectiveness on the battlefield and its strategic thinking based on modern military technology. How the destruction of the bridge in Glashkova will affect the overall course of the war will become clearer in the coming days, but one thing is certain. This attack will go down in history as a strategic move that could change the course of the conflicts in this region. It remains to be seen how Russia will respond to this attack and what steps it will take to restore its supply lines. It will also be interesting to see whether the Ukrainian army will continue with such strategic offensives and which targets it plans to use to stop Russia's advance. In the later stages of the war, it will be crucial to see how such critical moves will shape the balance of power between the parties. Ukraine's Kursk operation stands out as a strategic operation that could change the course of the war. It involves a comprehensive series of attacks by the Ukrainian army against strategic targets deep inside Russia. Kursk is a region of great military importance on Russia's western border. Military bases, ammunition depots, and supply lines in the region are among the elements that directly affect the Russian army's mobility on the battlefield. In this context, Ukraine's destruction of the bridge over the same river in Glashkova is considered a critical move for the success of the Kursk operation. One of the objectives of the Kursk operation is to weaken Russia's military power on the Western Front and to limit the mobility of Russian forces near the Ukrainian border. The destruction of the bridge in Glashkova is an important step in realizing this goal. What do you think? How do you think the Ukrainian army's destruction of this bridge will affect Russia's Kursk defense? Let us know in the comments. We read and care about your opinions.